One of the ways that we actually know that demons are becoming more powerful is we actually keep statistics in our community. Because I've been doing solemn exorcisms for 15 years, and I've been doing regular other exorcisms, minor exorcisms, for about 17 years. And so we started keeping statistics, and what we started to notice is that in relationship to possession, where demons actually possess people, the number of possessions is statistically remaining the same. It's 0.5% of the general population, 0.5%. So 1 out of every 200 people is likely possessed. And of those people that come to us, it's about that same statistic. But statistically, when you're talking about diabolic obsession, the amount of rates of diabolic obsession are drastically on the rise. When you talk to exorcists, what they're finding out is that the statistical number, the average, I polled several of the top exorcists in this country, and I asked them, what percentage of you do you think of the adult population in this country is diabolically obsessed, which I'll talk about in a minute. Every single one of us came up with the same statistic, 25%. Diabolic oppression is also on the rise, but for different causes. Diabolic oppression is also on the rise. We figure that the average number of people that are being diabolically oppressed is somewhere between 10 and 15% of the population is diabolically oppressed. It's an indicator that the diabolic influence is drastically increasing, and it's increasing for a variety of different reasons. It's increasing because people are doing a lot of evil things. Every mortal sin, this is something I tell people, every mortal sin is an open door to possession. In fact, mortal sin by its nature takes the person out from underneath the authority structure of God and places the person underneath the authority structure of Satan. The proper effect of mortal sin is possession. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody who commits a mortal sin becomes possessed, because even though the person opens the door, God is the one who determines whether the demon gets to step across the threshold. And so that means that by the mercy of God, most people who commit mortal sin do not become possessed. But the number of evil things that people are doing is opening up the door to demons getting more influence in this life. Then, of course, there's the increase in the occult. We're seeing this all over the place. The amount of occult material, the occult activity is drastically on the increase. And as exorcists, we're seeing it across the board. The other thing that we're seeing is, when I first started doing exorcism, well, let's just back up. Before 1963, the average time to liberate someone from full possession was 1 to 2 days. Average time. After 1963, what used to take 1 to 2 days went to 8 months to 2 years to liberate the average person. Then, it's now on average 4 years to liberate somebody. There's two reasons for that. One is because the world is much more evil and the demons are a lot more powerful. The second component is that exorcisms work what they call ex opere operantis ecclesiae. What does that mean? It means how holy the people are in the Catholic Church determines how effective my prayers are when I walk into session. That tells us that there's a fundamental problem with the members of the church. They're not as holy as their counterparts were in the past.